Hi, Ming Thein here from Ming to introduce the new 3711 Odyssey, which is a new category of watch for us actually. It is a travel GMT diver that perhaps is also the lightest of its kind and in grade 2 titanium. So what exactly is a travel diver? Well, most of you will be familiar with the 3709 Bluefin, with which we won the 2024 GPHG Sports Watch Prize. Now, we took the architecture from that watch, put it in a grade 2 titanium case for additional lightness, swapped out the SW300 M1 for Ming with an SW330 M1 for Ming, which obviously has a GMT module. Now, what this means is that in totality, you've got a very lightweight, stealthy, go anywhere, do anything, general sports watch package that you can travel with, you can swim with, you can dive with. The one trade-off, of course, is you no longer have the timing bezel, but for most people, that's actually not terribly useful. So we've substituted that instead with a 24-hour rotating dial that now lets you track 2 additional time zones instead of just 1. So why do we have 3 possible time zones here? Well, that's because you can have your local time on the main hands. You can have day and night indication on either the GMT scale that's on the rotating dial, or alternatively, you could have your home time on the GMT scale using the secondary hand here. But basically, it gives you flexibility in terms of which time indication you want to prioritize. That's adjustable using the crown at 2, which screws down, and then the GMT numbers on the rotating dial are adjustable using the crown at 4, which doesn't screw down, but is usable underwater should you want to. And of course, it's also bidirectional. Both crowns are also luminous, just in case for whatever reason you need to find them in the dark. The 3711 Odyssey has a sapphire dial that carries 24-hour markings and also rotates. It does so in 1-hour increments. It has a very nice tactile click. As you can see, because it has a partially metallized sapphire dial, this one does invert in our traditional fashion, but because it's only partially metallized, you get a hint of the underlying complexity of the movement through the dial, so you can see just a little bit of visual layering of the gears and levers that operate the GMT mechanism. The main hour indices are located on the underside of the top crystal, because obviously they'd rotate if they were in together with the dial. The 24-hour indicators are in 2 different colors to indicate day and night, and are also lumed in 2 different colors, and you'll find that they glow both blue and orange, in addition to the polar white of the main indices. So in a first for us, we wanted to try and have something a little bit different going on with the hands, which actually have both a daytime gradient, you can see they go from dark in the center to white at the tips, and also a luminosity gradient where, again, they go from dark in the center to brighter at the tips. This is just so that we have something a little bit visually different, and also you'll see that they still carry some of that gradient on inversion too. The case of the 3711 Odyssey is in grade 2 titanium, which means that it's brushed in various directions throughout, and it gives it a very luminous, dynamic feel that's actually quite reminiscent also of our 3702 Ghost. So how light is light? Well, let's see. A shade over 42 grams is not bad for a 300-meter diver. Oh, and of course, we've engineered it with our usual 1.5 times safety factor, which means it's more like 450 meters actually. The case is our usual 38 millimeters in diameter, same thickness as the Bluefin, which is about 12 and a bit. The reality is that it wears quite a bit thinner because you've got dome crystals on both sides, and it looks a lot larger than 38 because there's a lot of dial and not a lot of bezel. So this one is, as usual, a watch that we engineered to be very comfortable, visually prominent, very legible, and it works for wrists of all sizes. The 3711 Odyssey is presented on our usual FKM rubber strap, but this time in a new dark blue color that's also available independently should you want to pair it with one of your additional Mings. We're also offering the Odyssey on a new, but not that new, universal bracelet, also in matching grade 2 titanium. Those of you who know our watch as well will notice that this is actually the 1st generation design because we feel that it matches the tool-like personality of this watch a little bit better. So there you have it, guys, the new 3711 Odyssey, our lightest GMT diver ever, in fact, probably our lightest diver ever too. Thank you very much.